Well, this is Shaika and welcome to another video. Today we'd like to talk about the alternatives of so. Always you say so. For example, I was really tired, so I decided to sleep. Well, I'd like to lose weight, so I want to go on a diet. So, we have a lot of alternatives for that. So, today I'd like to teach you 10 alternatives for so. Let's get started. The first one is consequently. Consequently, it's a little bit formal, it's professional, it's better to be used in writing rather than speaking. When do you use it? You use it when you want to exactly talk about the result of something. I mean that you are exactly talking about the direct effect of something, the direct result of something. For example, like that. He didn't study. Consequently, he failed the exam. So, you see, not studying, the result is failing the exam. So you say consequently because it has the direct effect. Is it okay? So if you like, you can make a comment for me and make an example for consequently. I would be grateful if I correct your mistakes. And if you want the PDF of these connectors, all of them together, please write your email for me in the chat box in the comment below and I would send you the PDF. So let's talk about the second one. The second one is therefore. Therefore is rather formal too. It's commonly used in both speech and writing, especially in more structured contexts like academic papers, essays, or professional emails. It clearly shows cause and effect in a smooth, concise way. Okay, so consequently, set the result or effect directly, but therefore it's a little bit more smooth. It's not as direct as consequently. Like this. She was late to work, therefore she missed the meeting. The next one, and it's neutral, we said. It's not like consequently. Consequently was formal, rather formal, but this one is neutral. So we use it in both. But I prefer to use it in writing rather than speaking. Number 3 is thus. Thus is one of the personal favorites. It's short, direct, and quite formal. It's often used in academic or formal writing and sometimes in speeches. It's very similar to therefore, but it has a bit more elegance to it, like this. The company lost several clients. Thus, its profit declined. It really sounds sharp and polished, right? If you are looking to keep your explanation clean and direct, thus is the way to go. The level of that is formal. So we talked about consequently. What else? Therefore and thus. These 3 alternatives are rather formal than informal. Number 4 would be as a result. As a result is a fantastic option because it's really flexible. It works well in both formal and informal contexts. It's a bit more conversational, but you can still use it in the formal context. But if I were you, I wouldn't use it in the formal context like writing. I would use as a result in my speech more than writing, but it's up to you. For example, he didn't save enough money. As a result, he couldn't go on vacation. Explain the consequences or outcomes of something, especially when you want to sound natural without being overly formal. And the formality, as we said, it is neutral. It can be both. It can be used in both writing and speaking, but I prefer to use it in speaking. But for you, it's up to you. So let's talk about the 5th one, which is hence. What is hence? Hence is another formal alternative. So if you want to say again, consequently, therefore, thus, and hence are rather formal. It's a formal alternative. It's quite similar to therefore and thus, but it can sometimes sound a little bit old fashioned. So I don't really recommend you to use it in your essays. It's often found in formal writing, of course, and in older texts, not really modern text or the new text. But it can still be good choice when you wanna sound a bit more intellectual. So it really depends on your essay. You can see whether you are writing in really formal way or no, but if you see that you don't have a lot of formal words, I don't really recommend you to use hence as well, because it's rather formal and old-fashioned, of course. The example is that the weather was so bad, hence the event was cancelled. If you are aiming for an academic or professional tone, hence will fit nicely. Let's talk about the sixth one, which is leads to. Leads to is a very, very great alternative for both conversational and more formal context. So for both of them, it's really good. It's a bit more dynamic because it shows a process, rather than just a simple cause and effect. It works like really well when you wanna describe a chain of events, or how one situation progresses into another. For example, skipping meals often leads to fatigue. Okay, so they are one after another. For example, I say, not studying enough for the exams often leads to failing the exams, one after another. It is like a chain, so you use leads to. It's good for both speaking and writing, and I highly recommend you to use it a lot, because I haven't seen a lot of people, a lot of my learners at least, use it in the classes, or in the essays. So I recommend you to use them, because I think it's really, really, really beautiful and even practical. Number 7 is results in. Results in is very, very similar to leads to, but has a slightly more formal tone. It's perfect for academic or business context where you need to show clear cause and effect. For example, lack of exercise often results in poor health. It's professional, to the point, and makes it easy to explain outcomes. So I recommend you to use results in your essays rather than your speech. But leads to, it's better for speech and even for writing, but better for speech, leads to. Number 8 is that's why. That's why is really common alternative. I think it's one of the most beautiful ones. That's why is better for conversational context. It's really good for storytelling, specifically when you are talking with your friends or your colleagues or another person. It's really good to be used in your speech. Even in IELTS exam, when you are speaking in part 1 or even part 3 or even part 2, it's really recommended to be used like this. I didn't get much sleep. That's why I'm so tired today. So you understood that. That's why is too friendly. That is really good for your friendly chat. So don't use them in formal context, please. Let's talk about the ninth one. Ninth one, yeah, okay. So which is owing to this. Owing to this. Owing to this is very, very formal again. So I recommend you to use it in your essays, not in your speech, of course. It is very, very formal again. So I recommend you to use it in your essays, not in your speech, of course. Owing to, it's a little bit less, still it's effective if you wanna write an academic essay, but not in your speech, of course. I don't recommend you to use it in your speech. It's not really logical to be used, but when you wanna write essays, yeah, it can be like this. The project was delayed. Owing to this, we had to extend the deadline. It's similar to due to this and add some variety to your explanation. And number 10, the last one. The last one is due to. Due to is simple and effective way to talk about the cause and effect. Of course, it's more found in essays, not in speech, but you can use it even in your speaking. For example, part 3 of IELTS, which is a little bit more like discussion, but totally it's better to be using essays. Like this, the game was cancelled due to the heavy rain or due to heavy rain. It's a very clear, direct way to explain a reason. It is formal rather than informal. And thank you very much for watching me. If you like these kind of videos, please share them with your friends. I love you. Take care. Bye bye.